going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to the bullshit, right? You always come back for the bullshit. I'll give you some. Want some? Waiting around, but that's all right because we're going down to Indiana and then we're going out to Washington State. So I'll get some miles, right? It'll take a few minutes to get out to Washington State from Michigan here. Kind of like it did to get to work today, man. What is wrong with everyone? Maybe I'm just a genius or something. I don't know. Could happen. Could be. They close down roads and detour you, and then they close down roads that are on the detour. Like, what in the, you know what I'm saying? You can't swear in the first minute, right? Right? Yeah. So we had to deal with that on the way to work today, but, oh, just people, man. I stop at the freaking bank, right? Because my dad is old school, and he only uses cash. So your boy here, he don't go to the bank. I got auto pay and direct deposit and all that bullshit, so I don't never go to the bank. Can't even tell you the last time I went to the bank. Right? Maybe to get a cashier's check to buy a vehicle or something like that. But I always got to go to the bank because the old man pays his rent in cash, right? So I get in there, man. You got to wait for all these people. But this lady, the rich lady, gets up there. And she's going to Singapore or something. So you're getting some currency in, you know, whatever currency they use over in Singapore. She's slower than shit, you know. And then she opens it up and she got it in like too large of denominations, which I don't know what it translates to in American dollars, but some of the bills were like $5,000 bills and shit, or 5,000 whatever pesos or whatever the fuck they use over there, right? Ooh, did we make that one? Oh, we made it. That swearing, boy, that potty mouth, right? But yeah, we had to sit there and wait for her to get all that shit broke down and stuff, man. So you got all these working hoes like me, people on their lunch break, you know, and all that shit, and you gotta wait for Richie Rich because she wants to go on her vacation. Well, hello everyone, how are we doing today, huh? See what I'm saying about the flat bill hat on old dudes, huh? It ain't right. It ain't right, don't do it. It's kind of like running your loud ass engine brake in the truck stop, huh? You dipshits. Not you guys, just this guy out here, right? Oh yeah, speaking of dipshits, check out this hotshot driver from last night, right? You're at the Flying J, the parking's all full, you're tired as fuck, you come rolling in, you're just looking for a place to park. And old hot shotty parked in a truck parking spot when he could just park right here next to me because I'm bobtail over here, but I guess his big old Dodge pickup probably won't fit over here, huh? Because he got one of them stickers on the back that says, "My pickup truck identifies as a Tesla." You know, he's one of them guys. He votes for Trump. I guarantee you he votes for Trump, huh? Not me, I'm voting for Kamala Harris, man. All day long. Hell yeah, I want her in there. She's gonna fix the goddamn country is what's gonna happen. All day long, man. Shit's changing. I'll tell you that. Let me tell you about that. So, this place here, I had to sign a confidentiality agreement. That means no discussing. Alright, check this out. If you don't know this, I'm fixing to educate you like I always gotta educate you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? When you're a trucker, don't talk about what you're hauling, don't talk about what customers you're hauling for, shit like that. You're not supposed to do none of that shit anyway. Sleeping and driving, can't be doing it. I went and had dinner with my daughter the other day, and she called me up and she was all ecstatic. She's like, "Dad, I'm on the highway and the truck driver's burning up in his semi." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, going on and on, and then she's like, "That don't surprise you?" I'm like, "No, I've seen it." She's just kind of freaking out about it. Ultimately, he didn't burn up. You can see right here. He just run into the back of their truck because he was snoozing while he was driving, man. You can't be doing that. I gotta keep telling you guys this stuff. You can't be sleeping and driving. Don't do it, right? And then, what else was I thinking about just in my random bullshit head? Yesterday, I was rolling through Holland, and I see this Indian dude Not like, blah, 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 not that kind of Indian, you know, like, ding, 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 you know, the one with the, you know what I'm saying, that kind of Indian that owns the motel there, and he's got like this lot out in the back, and he's planting himself a garden out there, right? Good idea, plant yourself a garden, get yourself some chow, right? But I don't know, he probably better done some little bit of research on that, because I'm from around that area, and there used to be a tool and die plant right there on that land, and I used to pick up there all the time, and that motherfucker was leaking oil and shit like all over in there. That food ain't gonna be very good, bud. Oh, check it out, I picked up one of them knockoff GoPro cameras, right? Because my GoPro camera got stolen when they stole my pickup truck, bastards. Now I'm gonna be spending like hundreds of dollars on another damn GoPro, so I thought I'd check out one of these $70 ones. So far, it seems to be pretty good. Even got a little remote for it, right? So when I'm driving down the road, I just reach over and turn it on and hit the remote and do some recording. I like that. My GoPro didn't have that. And then see my logbook over there, right? You get tired of those tablets, particularly here. Theirs were freaking older than dick. I don't know how old that is, but that's pretty old, I think. And they were slow as shit, and it was messing up and put me in violation, and so on and so on. So I got this old Android phone, this old Samsung there, just connected to the Wi-Fi in the truck, and that's my logbook now. That's much better. I mean, if you think about it, I may have already said this, I'm not sure, but them tablets cost what, $100, $200? These phones cost $1,000, so it's just a much smoother deal. So if you got an extra phone kicking around, there you go. This fella here is paranoid as fuck, right? I guess you can just never be too safe. I don't know. I ratchet strap my door shut sometimes when I'm in the ghetto, son. Like I'm in Memphis or Detroit or some shit. But damn, dude, the Flying J up here in Indiana, I don't know. I don't think anyone really wants to come in there, bud. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they got the seat belts holding the door shut. Which is kind of a learning thing, you know. If you need to do it, you can strap them seatbelts on there like that and lock your doors up.
Shitty train, I got no sun, there's only rain. I wanna crash and numb this pain. Nothing will last inside this lane. Oh, take me far away past these mediocre days. I need to stop this burn.
Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the noisy reefer trailer row back here. We all did the right thing last night and parked kind of off in a row over here. But she's a little loud. It'll probably get loud again. I got mine on start stop at the moment, but she'll probably kick back on here in a minute. Before I get into the trucker stuff, you guys want to talk about some trucker stuff, right? I gotta say, I appreciate everyone's input on the channel. You know, it helps me out and lets me know what people want to do, what they want, all that kinds of stuff, the shirts and the merchandise and stuff like that. I'm literally working on that right now. I'm thinking a couple weeks, so you know how I roll. It'll probably be a few weeks, something like that, before I get that out. Maybe a month. Come on, you know I am. And then I finally got that super thanks button in there. I appreciate the input on that. So that's down there. That's a little bit of work on YouTube, man. You gotta like do tax information and send them all your identification and all that bullshit. And you know what? They take 30%, man. They take 30%, YouTube does. That's crazy, right? Now's the time for these companies, right? Yeah, there's a surplus of drivers out there, right? Because of the way everything fell, the way everything worked out. But now is the time for them to find good drivers, right? Back in the day here when everything was popping, they would just take whoever because they needed to roll that truck and they needed to roll the freight. So they just needed a body in there and they didn't give a fuck, right? Well, now that's not what they're saying. They're saying, fuck it, now it's time we get it. You know, they're kind of up on top, kind of like the shippers are. Some of the companies right now are showing 1,000% growth over the last 2 years. Other companies are going bankrupt, right? It's all about how you're running your shit, man, and your connections and your relationships. And that goes the same as if you're looking for a job. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been fucking struggling. You guys watch me struggle. You know, I've had a couple decent ones. This one seems like it's going pretty good. I got a few other out there that are better than it's been in years, you know, that I've seen. But there's companies out there with work, you know. I mean, you see these like okay, there's like KB, right? I don't recommend working for KB from what I've seen. I don't not recommend working there. I haven't researched that company, but they're doing $1,750 guaranteed paid a week, right? I have not researched that to see if there's any catch or anything, but that's what their ad says. There's billboards around. This place has billboards. Shit like that. There's companies that are growing because as these other companies are going bankrupt and ass over, then where's that freight going and shit, right? So it's got to go somewhere. It's just a change of guard, man. It's just a change of who ran their shit right, who's been around longer, who's got the connections in relationships. So during COVID, if you were fucking charging me like $5-7 a mile and taking advantage of me as a shipper, then now when I got the power, I fucking remember that you did that. So now I don't give you the contract. Get it? Right? So that means if you're looking for a job, you got to find these places that got those connections, right? It's just a matter of some of the companies are just cleaning house right now because of that shit. I talked to one the other day, a manager the other day, because I was curious. I was like, you know, with everything going on and, you know, drivers being displaced from all these companies going bankrupt and shit like that, like, why are you running billboards and shit? Like, it doesn't seem like you would even need to do that. It seemed like you just run an ad. There's like plenty of drivers around. Well, I had like an aha moment. You know, you got to ask questions, right? You got to talk to these people and ask questions. They're cleaning out. That's what they're doing. So they have the opportunity now. They got the upper hand. They don't got to take you. You know what I mean? If you got a fucked up record or you're a fucked up person and you deliver your shit late and all this crap, or you're just irresponsible, then you're out of here. And then they're just going to keep going. They're going to cycle through a bunch of drivers, right? And then I think there's a few companies from what I see, at least in the Grand Rapids area, that are doing this right now. And then they're going to keep the good ones. And they're going to build, like, you know, a good base of drivers. And I know a lot of people say, oh, yeah, your truck driver's a fucking monkey, could do it, right? No, there's good ways of doing it and bad ways of doing it. And particularly with some of these companies, right? For instance, the one I work for right now, they don't want to babysit your ass, dude. Like, maybe they could give you a little more information sometimes. You know, a lot of times here we were told, like, go to Indianapolis, pick up this load, here's the pickup number. We don't even know where it's going or what time it's supposed to be there or anything until you get there, right? All right, yeah, we should probably have the destination and shit on that. But it works. But here's the way they do it here. It took me a minute to figure it out. At first I was like, man, these people are kind of like weird, right? They're just weird, a little abnormal than what I'm used to. I'm on a fucking hill here, right? Last night I was sleeping up against the wall. But they want you to pretty much just handle it, man, and do what you get paid for. Like this little right here, I got down there. I knew I was going to Washington State. I had a couple stops. Now I know where the stops are. There's a note posted on there to get a hold of the receivers, set up the appointment. Hey, I kind of like that, to be honest, because otherwise dispatch sets you up some fucked up appointment that doesn't work with your schedule the way you're trucking, right? So this way I just call this guy here and I, you know, work it out with him and work it out with me, right? And then they don't got to fuck around with it. Now, I've seen this at other companies lately too, and they're doing it here as well, is you get fined for being late. Now, it doesn't mean, the first time I say this to people, they go, oh man, fuck all that bullshit. They run right into that thing. I mean, fuck all that bullshit. The goddamn dispatcher didn't. Think about this for a second. If you get fined and the dispatcher gave you 10 hours to make a 15-hour load, then you tell them, fuck you, man. I ain't paying that fucking fine. And most companies, come on, man, they ain't gonna fucking do that bullshit. That ain't what they're talking about. They're talking about when you got 14 hours off, right, and you fucking willy-nilly around making YouTube videos and shit, and then you show up late for your delivery because they want to keep these customers, right? You get it? So as it goes here is your first time you're late for a delivery, it's $100. Second time it's like $250. Third time it's like $350 or $400 or some shit. Then after that you're out of here, right? You're fired. So there you go, man. Cleaning shit up, right? That's what we all wanted. Hey, well, we're off on some rants about some bullshit. I'm a little ranty this morning. You like it, you know. That Nicola, man. Go on there and watch that Nicola deal on Netflix, right? So you know, they were going to do the automated self-driving trucks and all that bullshit. And I can't believe how many investors fucking invested so much money into this. These rich people fall for some silliness, you know? But it all turned out, just go watch the thing, but it all turned out like, when they're doing the truck show, you know, the dashboard and all that, we can't turn it on right now for such and such reason. It turns out it didn't even work. It was all just for looks. And they said the truck was like self-powered as it sat there. Well, people, you go look at the video, you can see the cord running in the bottom of the truck. It's fucking plugged in. Right down to the fact they took the truck out to like Arizona or some shit, had it towed out there, put it up on a hill, shoved it down the hill, let it build up speed, and then had drones and everything and filmed it like it was driving. And it wasn't even driving, it didn't even have a fucking engine in it. Scam, right? Total fucking, I don't know if you call that Ponzi scheme, but whatever, one of those fucking investor scams like that one crazy bitch who did that blood testing deal, you know? Isn't that ridiculous? So then Nikola got bought out by the, you know, someone bought it, and then they were just gonna do electric trucks, right? Well, I seen this ad saying Nikola's best year ever. Is it good enough? How are they having a best year? Their self-driving shit fucking failed. Well, go look into their electric vehicle shit. They're having a little problem with their trucks catching on fire, man. Like Budweiser and all them people are going like, what the fuck? And that self-driving shit, man, it's all just hype, dude. Like, you know that Budweiser one in like 2016? They were like, oh, this happened, man. Budweiser ran a load from here to here, and this is the future of self-driving and all that. Go do the research on that. Like, they had 2 drivers in the truck that had to keep assisting the truck. They had the highway patrol out there, had to shut down all the roads and shit for this to even happen. Really? That's self-driving? And why in the fuck are we so hell-bent on these cars and trucks driving themselves? Are we that fucking lazy and that silly as humans that we just can't drive our own shit? I mean, motherfucker, man. People used to ride horses and shit and walk. I can't sit in my fucking air-conditioned, heated and cooled seat fucking Freightliner with, you know, the stereo and the XM radio and the air seat and all that shit and drive this thing down the road. I can't sit in my Blazer with all the fucking comforts that thing has. Just fucking drive, you lazy cocksuckers. I mean, what the fuck? It's fucking ridiculous. Go watch that Waymo video. There's a few of them, but there's one on there where all the self-driving cars are in this parking lot and they're all tangled up honking at each other and nobody can go anywhere. Kind of reminds me of a truck stop. It's just, come on, man. Just come on with shit. And I'll finish out with some more bullshit for you. Michigan, right? Just passed this new deal. Now you can run 82,000. You can run 2,000 pounds more weight if you got an EV. They already were doing that with the natural gas trucks. But isn't that kind of funny how they like to push their little agendas on shit? So if you're running 2,000 pounds over in a diesel truck, that's probably about a $2,000 fine, right? But as long as you're driving an EV vehicle, you're good, because EV vehicles do not tear up the roadways and shit. It's not the weight that's tearing up the roadway, it's the diesel. Really? In an advanced civilized society like the one that we live in, right? Why can't we just make one fucking charging cord that charges everything, right? You know what I'm saying? Just one cord works on my headset, it works on my phone, it works on my Android, it works on your Apple, it works on my GoPro, it works on my GPS, it works. Do I gotta keep fucking going? Why do we gotta have 500 fucking charging cards? So my old cords, so my old ass has to sit here and go, what does this cord go to? I have no fucking idea. And I can't see very well, so I can't plug them in the fucking hole, man. My struggles. Or I take this strap and go hang myself in the trailer. You know that happens. That happens. I actually seen a young black man hanging in his trailer one time about 15 years ago. I walked by, the cops were all there. And I look in the trailer and he was just fucking hanging in there, man. That shit warps into your brain, dude. Apparently his life was not working out too well. Kind of sad, really, if you think about it. Oh, not too long ago, that's actually on one of my videos. I don't remember which one, but some dude blew his head off in his truck, man. Ooh, damn, that's gotta be messy. You don't want to get that truck after he had it.
I see Georgia. I see sunshine headed my way. I feel love like no other, a baby and a mother, sweetest thing that I'll ever be.
Well, hello and welcome to Montana, where they have yet to master internet and cell phone service, because we ain't got a damn thing out here, man. Nothing works, so we gotta get the fuck out of Montana, I'll tell you that, right? But I do wish that I had a little more time, right? Because they got some pretty gnarly attractions out here, man. I can list off a few for you that I want to check out, right? The Corn Palace. That sounds pretty fucking interesting, don't it? Huh? The Corn Palace, yup. The National Quilting Museum. That was a hard one to pass up. And they had truck parking. Huh? Free truck parking. What else did they have? They had, the only woman-owned tractor museum in the world. The only tractor museum owned by women. That is fucking nuts, man. It was a tough one, I'm telling you. And they got all these slogans when you're going down the road, you know, stop by Weasley Pete's here and check it out, you know, as seen on American Pickers, right? American Pickers. What's that? Two dorks riding around in a van buying dumb shit, huh? And you know, why is that stupid shit worth so much anyway? I mean, who gives a fuck about a 1965 Batman lamp, dude? You're a grown man, all right? You're a grown man. I get it, this shit is worth money, right? I get that, you know, I'm all about money, right? But I don't understand why some of this dumb shit's worth so much money. I was telling my dad about that the other day, all right? A little story with my dad here. So my ex-girlfriend picked up this dorky ass old 1970s fucking strawberry shortcake looking damn kitchen table, right? And I was all nagging her back then. This was a minute ago, but back when I had a girlfriend. But I was like, what the fuck are you doing with that thing? You know what I mean? Why are we wasting our time with this stupid table? We got shit to do, right, lady? What the fuck's your problem? Huh? Because that's how I treat my bitches, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Gotta handle them, keep them in line, get back in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, I'm gonna sell it. And I'm like, you're gonna sell it? It's a fucking piece of shit, old shit table. Well, I came out there a few days later. She sold that son of a bitch for like $250, right? Well, I was telling my dad about that the other day, and I was like, it was this 1960. He goes, yeah, I know the one. He's like, those were, I think they were like $30 back in the day, right? And I was like, what were they like in the 70s? He was like, some cheap junk. Nobody wanted them. So cheap junk back in the 70s is worth money nowadays. Because you want to put that shit in your house. Why, you want to be different? You want to be different, do you? Get a tattoo on your neck, man. That makes you different. Well, everybody has those now, too. But, you know, I seen the other one. As seen on Pawn Stars, right? Is it porn? Yeah, Porn Stars would be cool. But Pawn Stars? I mean, those guys are some real fucking gems, right? Anyway. If I had a spot out here, right, I got the fucking slogan that would get everyone to stop by so I can make some money out in this rural area where there's nowhere to make any money, right? I understand that. I used to live in a rural area. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? But my sign would say something like, I don't know, what would it say? It'd be real simple, like, whiskey and sluts. You know what I mean? Ain't that pretty good, right? You're driving along, ooh, whiskey and sluts. Fuck yeah, I'm on that one. And who passes that shit up, right? Hey, check this out. They're always trying to trick us truck drivers and shit, you know, think that we ain't that smart and stuff. You know what I mean? And people just in general, all these people who think they're smart, using all these big words, trying to confuse us when you could just use a regular fucking word and then we won't get confused. But they don't understand that I got some stuff, right? I got goddamn Google, right? And I can just be like, and find out answers to shit. As a matter of fact, I showed my dad the voice activated Google the other day. And it was pretty hilarious because I was back there doing some laundry outside his bedroom door and I could hear him in there. He's like, hey Google, when was the Grand Canyon formed? hey Google, who won the World Series? Hey Google, who did this? Hey Google, who did that? I was fucking laughing. My dad's in there getting educated, man. He's like, goddamn, I know everything now, right? But read this shit here, right? Because we gotta set up our own deliveries, like I said before, which is a good thing, right? It worked out good for me, but I won't go into all that boring shit. It says, purveyor will take the delivery as soon as possible. Please call Justin and he will work with you, right? Purveyor? I mean, I can take it in context. I'm pretty sure it means the fucking dude will take the shit, right? I mean, that's basically what it says. The fucking dude will take the delivery as soon as possible. Call this motherfucker up and he'll work with you. Ain't that what it says? Purveyor, right? I had to look that shit up, right? A person who sells and deals in particular goods. Like I said, the fucking dude, right? The fucking dude is taking this shit, right? You feel me?
In the town on the hill where the apples grow, the church bells ring every hour or so. I took a little walk just to see the ships coming in. The sun rose up right above the highway. Black, blue, red, yellow, golden skyway. It's like the day that you
I almost forgot to tell you guys about these cameras that I picked up, right? Because I was looking all over for cameras. They're kind of expensive. Some of them have monthly subscriptions and all that nonsense. Well, I seen these at the Home Depot. They're called sight bulb cameras, $39.99. You do have to get an SD card for them. I picked up 2 SD cards for like 15 bucks. Depends on how much footage you want to record and the size of your SD card, right? But they're pretty easy to deal with, and they got a lot of doggone features on them, man. That's why I'm impressed with them. I got to share them with my friends up here on YouTube in case you want to watch your shit while you're gone or whatnot. Keep an eye on your wife, right? Make sure she ain't fucking around, you know, or not, you know, whatever you're doing. But anyway, you just screw them right into your light socket wherever you want them, right? You scan the QR code, hit a few buttons, and shazam, they're on your phone. Now, I will tell you a little tip, a little problem I ran into when I was trying to do the QR code outside the house. It was reflecting sun off my phone and it didn't work, and it was pissing me off. I wanted to break some shit, you know. So what I ended up doing is just putting them in a lamp inside, setting them up in there. It only took like a few minutes to do it, then take them back outside, screw them into the porch light outside, and it takes a second for it to figure out where it's at, and boom, you're good to go. So once you get them all set up, you got the app downloaded. You just got the app icon on your phone right here. You just click on that, opens them up. Now, mind you, I am in where am I? I'm in Washington right now. So I'm like 1,800 miles away from my house. So here they are. I'm just showing the front door and back door. That's all I got right now. I'm going to put a couple more on the front and watch the whole damn neighborhood. But then you just click on the camera that you want to mess around with, right? She loads up. You can go to full screen for a little better view there, right? You can move it around in full screen by just swiping your finger on the screen. I prefer this way. It's a little bit smoother. But you can see you can just spin them all the way around. You can check out all kinds of shit. You get it leveled back out. You got the full screen there on the right. This one here turns your light off and on. This one here is to take a picture. This is if you want to record at the moment. It does lapse, you know, time lapse recording. Depending on the size of your SD card, you can go forever with the recording. It has volume or microphone on it right here. You click that on. The other day, my neighbor over there in the blue trailer was grilling, and it was unbelievable how well we could hear what they were saying over there. And then same thing, you just click on the back porch here if you want to check out what's going on with the back porch. Scroll it around, see if you got some kitties over here fucking around at the park or whatnot. Pretty easy to share with your family on their phone. They got the little share feature, so you don't, you know, they can just upload the app into their phone. You can have multiple people checking out your cameras. They will send you alerts however you want them set up. Your alerts, it does do where it'll follow motion. The camera just follows somebody walking through the yard. I don't set that up because I got so many people in the trailer park walking by. It'll be following everybody, right? It has the alarm button. You don't really want to push that, trust me, because I pushed it the other day and it was going off, and it's really hard to shut it off. Also, if you want to talk to somebody who's at your door or creeping up around your house, you just click on whatever camera you want to go to, right? You go down here to this call button right here. hold that microphone and you can say whatever you want to say and you can hear their response. Well, my friends, that's all I got for this week. I'm completely out of bullshit at the moment. We gotta do a reset, it looks like. And you know, I was kind of hoping. I had 2,500 miles on, still had like 28 hours left. I thought I'd reload, you know, get back to Kansas or whatnot. It'd be like a bumper week, you feel me? Like a 3,500 mile week. We make some money, make a couple G or more, right? But it's just gonna be an alright week because I'm getting a load of produce and they don't like to put that on the truck and have it sit. They like it fresh. You like your shit fresh, right? So I gotta do a reset first and then reload produce Wednesday morning. So there went the whole hopes of a bumper week, right? But I guess we got some nice time out here. I got lucky. Truck stops are few and far between out here, and I got one of the last parking spots at this here Pilot, right? And I gotta say, the people on Trucker Pad, man, some of y'all douchebags, man. Like, they're on there, oh, that Pilot's a piece of shit, this and that and other thing. This is a fucking nice Pilot. Should've seen the shithole I stayed at last night. Now, that was a piece of shit, you know what I mean? Get that shit right, dude. And who sits there and, like, puts the parkings full? You ever see that? It's like, lots of spots, full. Lots of spots. What? Dude, get a fucking life, man. Get a fucking life. Go make videos about this guy trucks, you know? Do something exciting, you know? But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure if you get something out of the channel, hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, all that nonsense. I'm looking for some suggestions. Like, I was thinking about starting that membership deal. You know, obviously you get your cool little emojis and all that bullshit. But I don't know. What do you guys think on that? You want, you know, what would be like some good exclusive videos that you get to see? And no, you ain't seeing no nasty shit, motherfuckers. This ain't fans only or back page, all right? But if you pay me enough, I might send you some nasty shit. We can work that out, right? Money talks, bullshit walks, right? So I'm looking for some suggestions on that shit. We're doing the live stream. It'll be tomorrow, today, however you're watching this video. 8/27/24, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's the best I can set it up. You know, it's kind of hard. Time zones are all fucked up. Everybody's, you know, in a different world, right? And I do gotta say that I, you know, made a little bit of light about that suicide shit earlier in the video. Hey man, I've lost quite a few friends actually along the way in life to suicide. I get it. I know it's a hard time. You know, I've had some hard times myself. So I do have to say, you know what I'm saying? You got the internet, so Google some shit. But there is the suicide hotline, you know. 988, you can call them, you can text them, you can go to 988lifeline.org, you can talk to somebody if you want to, you can email me, you know, I'll talk to you. Just stick in there, you'll be fine, everything will be alright.